Hello, everyone. Welcome to Hawk Talk. It's our Business Leaders series, and with me is Judge Potter. And Judge Potter, thanks so much for being here with me today. And I'm sorry for the late start, but we had some issues getting up onto the 10th floor of the courthouse. So, Judge, can you tell us a little bit about your position here that you work on a day-to-day basis? And we'll answer some questions for our students.
Sure. I'm a family court judge for Clark County. I'm a state employee, and it's an elected position. I have to run for re-election every 6 years. 2020, hopefully you'll all be 18 and able to vote. I hear primarily it's divorce and family cases, but I'm on a special track right now where I'm dealing with adult guardianships and some probate, and I still I have a reduced caseload of divorces and custody cases.
Outstanding. So, Judge, this is our Business Leaders series, and you are a parent of Nevada State High School students.
Yes, I am.
And I thank you very much for having the confidence in us to educate your children. So the question that I have is, we have students, we have parents, and they're going through this time period in their life where they're trying to discover what they want to be. So somebody just came down, sprinkled some pixie dust on you and said, this is what you're going to be when you grow up. So think back into those years when you were in high school. What kind of made that decision for you? What was the biggest impact for you?
When I was a kid, when I was real young, my father was a justice of the peace out in the city Henderson, and I don't ever remember seeing him do court and traffic tickets, but he married a lot of people. Even in our living room, there was a big light-up sign out front, Justice of the Peace Marriages performed. And so I had that exposure to the law at an early age. My mom worked at a hospital. She was an x-ray tech, and for a while I thought about becoming a doctor until I got exposed to real blood and realized I didn't quite have the stomach for that. And so I kind of had an idea at an early age that I wanted to pursue a career in the law. I saw the benefits that it provided to individuals in the community and the lifestyle that it could provide for me.
Okay. So my question, because we've got students that are watching this and asking us questions, and I apologize, we're going to ask the questions today, but we're going to respond back to your questions that you're posting to us online. So please, if you have any questions, post those online, and we're going to go back through and we'll tag our answers to those questions after the show. So thanks for watching, and this is Hawk Talk, our Business Leader series. I'm with Judge Potter. And Judge, when you talked about an elected position, so you actually get paid. You're a salaried position, right?
Correct.
Okay, but talk about that election process. So it's is it different in other states?
It is. I think about 1/3 of the states actually have elected judges, and the rest they do appointments. And so it's in our state we have to run for office. There are certain rules that apply to judges that make it kind of tricky and difficult to run for an elected position where we're not really supposed to be politicians, but they make us run. And so it's really uncomfortable, and that's the hardest part. The worst part of the job is running for election. Anybody that wants to be a politician, God bless you, but it's tough, especially for a judge. You don't really get to campaign on a party ticket. You're not supposed to tell people what you're going to do once you get into office, so it makes things a little tricky. Yeah. However, that's the way we select our judges here in Nevada, and so that's the process we deal with. If you like going out and meeting strangers and eating dried chicken, it's fine.
So, all right, background to be a judge, right? So we've got our students that are watching again, and they want to go into being a judge, and they think to themselves, where do I even start?
Yeah, well, if you want to be a district court judge, a state-level judge where you hear trials and big cases, you have to go to law school. And to get into law school, you have to have a bachelor's degree first, which is the great thing about Nevada State. You get 2 years of free college and you get a head start. My daughter is 22 years old. She's in her second year at law school.
Wow, that's great.
And, it's fantastic. However, if you're just looking to hear misdemeanor traffic cases and the occasional barking dog, we do have judges in the state of Nevada that have no legal training whatsoever in the small rural communities like Good Springs, Jean, Indian Springs, and some of those places. So hey, we welcome all into the judicial community in the state.
Beautiful. So, all right, now you've got more than just your daughter that's going to law school, right? You've got your son that's
I
with
have
us.
a son who's a junior this year, and I have a son who's hoping to start next year.
Outstanding. And so they've already, you have conversations at the dinner table, and they know exactly what they want to do when they grow up, right? It's the path is already paved.
With my daughter, with Mackenzie, she knew what she wanted to do.
Right.
But the boys, not so much. The older boy, he's thinking about a few different things, and the younger one, it's something new every week. So,
yeah.
But we've tried to instill in them and explain them the importance of an education. That it opens up so many more options for you than if you don't have the education. If you don't have an education, what jobs are you qualified for? It's labor, it's customer service, and even now, so many of the customer service jobs require some extra education. So they know they've got to get an education. They know the importance of it, and they see in our family how it benefits us.
Outstanding. Well, I thank you for trusting us again. Thank you for trusting us with the education of your children. Ladies and gentlemen, with Hawk Talk, John Hawk here with the Hawk Talk series. We're in the Business Leaders series. I'm with Judge Potter. He's not only a parent with Nevada State High School students attending Nevada State High School, but a judge here in the city of Las Vegas, and talking to him about education of students, education of our community, and getting that next job that you might be looking for. Even if you've got that job over at McDonald's or Burger King, what's your next step? If you're going to college, what is your next step? So when you hire somebody or interview them, what is that one thing you're looking for?
It's good to have knowledge. It's good to have a specific skill set, but even more important is the interpersonal skills, the ability to communicate clearly and effectively, the ability to talk to people, especially in the law. The best employee I ever had, she never had worked in the legal profession. She had been a bartender.
Okay.
And so she had this skill set where she could deal with people that were difficult, and she was a great employee because she had those interpersonal skills. But obviously, if you're looking for somebody to work in a specific field in the legal profession, you've got to have the training, you've got to have the background. But also, it's really important that you develop those interpersonal skills, which is another thing I really like about Nevada State, is the fact that the kids have to go and get those social points and have to interact with people, and because it's very beneficial.
For sure. So Hawk Talk, the Business Leaders series. If you have questions, I'm going to encourage you, please type them in. We're not going to be answering them right here on air, but we will tag them afterwards and respond to your questions that you have. I'm John Hawk. This is the Hawk Talk Business Leaders series, and I'm with Judge Potter. And if you have any questions, again, post those online here, and we'll answer those after the session. And we're going to be wrapping up here shortly. But Judge, I wanted to leave you with a little time. So we've got 17, 18-year-olds that are going into their college careers afterwards. Some may even actually graduate with an associate's degree by the time they're done. Any suggestion, any offerings that you could position them to put them in a more successful position for employability, or maybe searching out that job as they're wondering?
If you're still a little unsure about what you want to do, be careful when you get into college. If you leave Nevada State with that associate's degree, you're at the point where you've got to make a decision on what education you're going to pursue. And there are a lot of degrees out there that are so portable and just have application in so many different fields. I encouraged Mackenzie to get not to go and be a pre-law specialist or an English major. I said, go get social work. That's something that has so much application in so many different fields. And there are other degrees that are similar to that. They just have so much carryover and so much portability into different fields, like a business degree. You can't go wrong getting a degree in management. If you're going to own your own business, if you're going to work construction even, that management degree will serve you very well. So that's my advice, is if you know what you want to do, make sure you know the path to get there, and if you don't, look for those degrees that have that portability that you can use in all sorts of different endeavors. I've never felt bad about getting my degree in management, and I've never felt bad about telling Mackenzie to study social work, because those are degrees that even if what you do and what you like doing turns out not to be so glamorous, you've got options still.
Well, and that's funny that you say that, because I went into education and thinking that I might end up being an engineer, but doing math as my background. And I always thought to myself, I'm going to be an educator. I love presenting. I love being in front of people. And you know what? It's going to give me some time to figure out what I want to be when I grow up. Well, I fell in love with education and fell in love with the idea of helping change the lives of individuals. So hopefully you take this advice from Judge Potter in our session today. So Judge, I want to thank you very much for taking time today.
Thank you.
And helping us out, reach our students in our community. And I also want to, again, thank you for trusting us with the education of your children.
Absolutely. It was the best 2 years for any of my kids.
Awesome. Thank you so much for tuning in. Again, if you have any questions even after the show, go ahead and tap those in online, and we'll respond to them right after the show. Thank you for watching.